Hey there, listeners. Welcome to Hines on Air, your weekly dose of inspiration, motivation, and real-life entrepreneurial stories. I'm Matt Hines, your host, and I'm excited to have you join me on this journey. From building a successful law firm to venturing into other industries like real estate and social media, I've experienced both the triumphs and the challenges that come with entrepreneurship. I've learned firsthand the importance of resilience, adaptability, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. On Hines on Air, we're diving deep into the world of business, law, and personal growth. Join me as I chat with incredible guests who have faced adversity, defied expectations, and achieved extraordinary success. We'll discuss their strategies, their mindset, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or simply someone looking for a little inspiration, Hines on Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories. Let's get started. This program is being sponsored by Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines. The Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines helped all individuals who have been involved in a car accident, who have been injured at work, or have been arrested or given tickets. We make sure your rights are protected and that you receive all the benefits allowed under the law. Visit us at www.hineslaw.org, hineslaw.org. Hey everybody, Matt Hines, Hines on Air. Hope everyone is doing well. Lots happening right now. I wouldn't say exciting things. It's interesting. It's kind of annoying, to be honest, but there's a lot happening right now in politics and in the United States. So there's three main issues that occupy my mind. The most serious one is the ridiculous mass deportation effort that is going on. Sometimes I think Trump gave this initial command to go forth and start something, and then now the ICE agents and the local authorities have kind of taken it to a whole nother deeper, darker level. Trump is to blame, but some of the things they're doing are they're evil. It's not like they're trying to protect America. We're going to get to that in another podcast. The second thing that bothers me is still this ongoing conflict between Israel and Gaza. It's not any better. Even though other things have happened, it's distracted us from the terrible things that Israel has done in Gaza. That's still going on, and it needs solving. Other countries have recognized the issue, but nobody's doing enough. But anyway, that's also going to be a subject of another podcast. The third thing, and probably what's dominated most of social media and the legacy media right now, is the Jeffrey Epstein files. And we're going to go in and discuss this one right now. So, Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. Honestly, this is not the most important to me. I think it is important. We represent clients who've done far less than what the people on Epstein Island did with the children. They did far less crimes, and now clients that we help are suffering much more. So we do have a lot of people, the rich and powerful. Some of them, we have Prince Andrew, who has been spotted in many pictures. He's over in England. They shouldn't get away with it. And the fact that the elite can do something this horrible and then possibly just get away with it scot-free is not right. And America recognizes that. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get into a video here.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. In the meantime here, do have to follow up still, as we have been over the last several days, on the internal fights playing out amongst supporters and allies of President Trump over Jeffrey Epstein here. Well, Fox News' chief White House correspondent, Mike Emanuel, has a look at that very fight. Let's watch.
All right. So everybody, this is when it all started. All right. This is the interview. I think this was with Fox News. And they asked him, you going to release JFK? Yes. Martin Luther King? Yes. You going to release Jeffrey Epstein? Yes. Big pause. So he wasn't certain on this answer from the very beginning. But anyway, let's watch it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
He doesn't pause that long, but he pauses. It was not the very confident yes that he gave to the other questions about whether the JFK and other files. All right, so Trump already had a little doubt on this, but they did promise. And most of his, you got people like J.D. Vance, who said we got to release the Epstein files. Kash Patel, who I thought was one of the strongest players in that whole Trump administration, was going after it. Dan Bongino, Lieutenant FBI. Also, we got to release these Epstein files. They were very vocal about it.
On the push for the FBI to release classified info in its investigation into the late accused sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein. Now President Trump is pushing people to move on, including those in his own party.
Now we fast forward however many months, 5 months, since all those were happening. I mean, Kash Patel and all of them were so vocal. I think Kash Patel wrote a book talking about how corrupt Washington and who the corrupt players were and all this. I mean, this is, he was in it. Like, he was all in, committed to cleaning up this system. And certainly one of the things that makes a corrupt system is lack of transparency and accountability to what's happening.
I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
He's dead. He's gone. And all it is the Republicans, certain Republicans got duped by the Democrats, and they're following a Democrat playbook.
But the president's change of tune is now threatening to fracture part of his MAGA base.
That's just a lie. The Jeffrey, I don't know how much the viewers have watched the Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not an expert on it, but I've seen enough to know there's so many things questionable about the investigation, his arrest, his suicide. From the very beginning when he was being investigated, the investigators were being told, stop investigating this guy. Like, no, just back off. Don't do it. And people who actually wanted to look into Jeffrey Epstein were not able to. He was being stopped from day one. And then he did plead guilty, I think like back in 2007. But what he pled guilty to were these very minuscule charges. All right, it was nothing like what he should have been guilty to. He pled guilty to. What normal people would have had to have pled guilty to. This program is being sponsored by Bravos Leadership. Bravos Leadership is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs and other business-minded people achieve their goals in business and expand their companies. They provide insight through motivational talks, inspirational stories, but also practical applications of management techniques that you can use to help you grow your company. Information regarding sales, organization, management, and all areas of the company are taught so that you can have a thriving company. Visit bravosleadership.com and find out more information. I mean, he was guilty. They had all the evidence, but they gave him such a sweetheart deal. He took it. He did go to jail, but he got out quick, and he was back to doing whatever he did. But people at that time were shocked. How does a guy with evidence like this against him actually get off this easy? That never happens. That's just the beginning. So he was being protected since day one. And now we move forward into time. Most people have heard the circumstances of his suicide. So he's in a maximum security jail. All of a sudden, the cameras stop working around his jail cell. They stop working. His roommate is moved to another location. The guard falls asleep. There's no way all those circumstances coincide around this one event, which is the Jeffrey Epstein suicide or whatever. It's never happened. Even people who've been in that jail say there's no way Jeffrey Epstein can kill himself, even if he wanted to. There's no way. It's impossible with the way the regulations and the rules are set up in that jail.
Trump taking to Truth Social Wednesday, labeling those still talking about it his, quote, past supporters. A DOJ memo last week insisted there was no evidence that Epstein maintained a list of influential clients. That didn't sit well with those who've long alleged the government.
So they're saying right now there's no client list. Maybe there's not an actual client list where Jeffrey Epstein meticulously wrote out all the names of everybody that was on his island, all the names of people that were conducting criminal acts. Probably not. But there's a whole lot of information in those files where we could glean and create our own client list. There's deposition transcripts. There's all kinds of evidence where we can make a client list. We could find out who were Epstein's clients or associates, or who was going to that island, who was committing criminal acts against children. And that's what the American people want to know, all right? In America, it's sort of assumed if someone is guilty, then they should be punished to some extent. And if someone is innocent, they should not be punished. They should be we kind of assume this is truths. And that sort of assumption is what makes us feel safe in America. I think it makes us feel good. But when we have something at this level with this much crime and this much corruption amongst the leaders, and then they're able just to walk away and just say, nothing happened. Forget about it. Just look over there. Pay attention to the wars going on in Iran and Israel. Pay attention to deportations. Pay attention to this. Don't look at this. We know it's just inherently wrong. It feels bad. And it makes us not trust the government. That was one of the things Trump ran on, was that transparency, trust. I'm going to shoot straight with you. Because we hadn't gotten that in the past. And right now, he's not done it. He failed. He is failing. So I don't know how this turns out. I'm hoping that they just give us the information and let us understand why are you protecting? What are you protecting? Who are you protecting? We know there were rich and powerful people that were on that island and that probably did some bad acts. It does not mean that everybody that went on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein or went on that island is a criminal. It does not mean that. I think there's a lot of people that hung out with Epstein and didn't know what he was doing. But he was convicted and people still hung out with him later on. So there's so much going on here. Was he connected with Israel and Mossad? Was he a spy for or was he trying to blackmail people by working for other countries? I don't know. There's a whole lot here, but we need to know. We want to know. It just creates more attention. Trump is pulling in more negative attention the longer he waits. People aren't going to forget this. Trump had a lot of good ideas in the beginning. At this point, with the way he's handled mass deportations, he handled Gaza, and now handling the Epstein files, right now, I don't trust the guy. My opinion of Trump has completely changed. But anyway, let us know what you think. If I've misquoted or characterized something, please feel free to correct me, and we'll see you on the next Hines on Air. This program is being sponsored by Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines. The Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines helped all individuals who have been involved in a car accident, who have been injured at work, or have been arrested or given tickets. We make sure your rights are protected and that you receive all the benefits allowed under the law. Visit us at www.hineslaw.org, hineslaw.org. Hines on Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories.